Let us find out the sign of these trigonometric functions. First one is tan 80 degrees. 80 degrees lies in the first quadrant. The definition of tan theta is y divided by x. Let me draw the Cartesian coordinate system here. So this is positive x-axis, negative x-axis, here positive y-axis and here negative y-axis. This will be our first quadrant, this is second quadrant, this is third quadrant and this one is fourth quadrant. Here we have 80 degrees which is in first quadrant. In first quadrant we have positive x-axis and positive y-axis. X coordinate and y coordinate will be positive. So therefore tan of 80 degrees is a positive value. The second question is cos 300 degrees. 300 degrees lies in the fourth quadrant. If the value of theta is anywhere between 270 degrees to 360 degrees, then the theta lies in the fourth quadrant. Therefore, 300 degrees is in the fourth quadrant. The definition of cos theta is x divided by r. R is always a positive integer because it is the length of the hypotenuse. Next, we have to see x coordinate value. In the fourth quadrant, we have negative y-axis and positive x-axis. So, therefore, the value of x coordinate, we will get positive. Positive value divided by positive value, we will get positive value. Therefore, cos 300 will be positive. Next question is sine 1500 degrees. 1500 degrees. So here we can apply the coterminal angles. Criteria for coterminal angle is theta plus or minus n of 360 degrees. N is always a positive integer. We have to find out the nearest value for 1500 degrees in terms of multiples of 360 degrees. We will get 1440 degrees plus 60 degrees to be equal to 1500 degrees. So when we rearrange this in terms of theta plus or minus n of 360 degrees, we will get, so our theta will be 60 degrees. 60 degrees plus this 1440 degrees in terms of multiples of 360 degrees will be 4 into 360 degrees. We will have our theta value to be equal to 60 degrees. So now we can say that 1500 degrees and 60 degrees are coterminal angles. Next, let us consider our quadrant system. 60 degrees is in first quadrant. Let that be somewhere here. This angle here is 60 degrees. This we can easily find out for 60 degrees. But in case of 1500 degrees, what we can do is, here we have multiplied 360 degrees 4 times. It goes around the quadrant system 4 times in a anti-clockwise direction. Let me zoom this part. This will be our first 360 degrees. This is the first one. Next one will be our second 360 degrees. Next one will be our third 360 degrees. Next one will be our fourth 360 degrees. So it goes around 4 times. 360 plus 360 is 720. 720 plus 360 is 1080. 1080 plus 360 is 1444. Now it is going around the Cartesian coordinate system 4 times and then it is adding again 60 degrees. So now let's add 60 degrees. So after completion of 4 rotations, for the 5th rotation, it is stopping at 60 degrees. So let us draw that in our coordinate system. So let me zoom in again. After the 4th rotation, for the 5th one, it is stopping at 60 degrees. This angle here will be 1500 degrees. This 60 degrees and this 1500 degrees is having the same terminal side or final side for theta. 1500 degrees and 60 degrees are coterminal angles. Since the question is asking for 1500 degrees, let us write it for 1500 degrees. So 1500 degrees is in first quadrant, which is here. And next, what is the definition of sine theta? Sine theta is always y divided by r. So y in first quadrant is always positive because first quadrant is having positive y-axis. So y divided by r. R is the length of hypotenuse. It is the distance from the origin O to the point, say here. Let this be P. Let this be the triangle. So it is the distance from origin to point P. So distances can never be negative. So therefore R will be always positive. Positive value divided by positive value will give us positive value. So therefore sine of 1500 degrees is always positive. Our next angle here is cot of minus 140 degrees. When an angle is given as a negative, it is understood that the angle is rotating in a clockwise direction. So now when we look at quadrant system, this will be our initial position of the angle. From here, it is making 140 degrees in a clockwise direction. It is going in a clockwise direction because they have given in the question 140 degrees in negative. This angle here is minus 140 degrees. When it is rotating in a clockwise direction, the first quadrant will have values from 0 to 90 degrees. First quadrant itself makes 90 degrees and the second quadrant also makes 90 degrees. So first 90 degrees is from 0 to 90 degrees, which is the first quadrant, and the second 90 degrees is from 90 degrees to 180 degrees is the second quadrant. Here it is minus 90 degrees and here it is minus 180 degrees as it is rotating in a clockwise direction. Minus 140 degrees here is in third quadrant. Minus 140 degrees is in the third quadrant. Next, the definition of cot theta. For all, the definition of cot theta in terms of x, y and r is x divided by y. So in the third quadrant, the value of x coordinate will be negative because the third quadrant we are having negative x-axis. So therefore, we will have negative x coordinate. Similarly for y coordinate. So third quadrant is having negative y-axis. The value of y coordinate will also be negative. Minus x divided by minus y. So negative sign and negative sign will cancel out each other and we'll be left out with positive x and y. Therefore, which is a positive value. Therefore, cot of minus 140 degrees will have a positive value. And the next question is cosecant minus 860 degrees. If you understood the concept, like the video, share the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.